equals a transformed life.
With special guests, Kim Van Lee and Charlie Bowens.
Hello, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Kim.
And welcome to another episode of The Soul of the Matter, where we talk about all things concerning the soul, how we feel, how we behave, and how we think. And we're excited about this upcoming broadcast, you guys.
We are.
Because summer is coming, right? Summer is coming. And you know, we've heard this trendy phrase called hot girl summer, right? And so we at first was going to we was going to entitle this broadcast Hot Girl Summer. But I got some pushback. I got pushback from some people that I won't name. And they were like, Mom, you can't have it called Hot Girl Summer. Why? And so, you know what, I looked it up, and you know what, we could have entitled it Hot Girl Summer, because basically what it means is feeling confident in who you are and having fun and looking good while doing it. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing's wrong with that.
But we decided to go ahead and remake and retitle it. And so today's broadcast is Girl, Get Yourself Together. Body, soul, and spirit. Summer is upon us, and we want to look good, feel good. We want to have a healed and dope soul. We want to have our spirit tuned up.
Yep.
Am I right, ladies?
Yes, absolutely.
And so joining us for this conversation today is going to be my daughter, Charlie. She's been on the broadcast before. Say hi to the viewers, Charlie.
Hi, everybody.
And we also have the beautiful, funny, TikTok funny, and anointed Kimberly Van Lee. Kimberly, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. First of all, hello, ladies, to you again, and hello to your audience.
Amen. That's all you want to say?
That's it.
I will say that Kimberly is a life coach. Are you still doing a life coach?
I am.
And a minister.
Mm-hmm. Life coach, minister. I work, and I also have a small business making t-shirts.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So welcome to the broadcast. So let's just jump right into this, Kim.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
So we know the first thing a person sees is our appearance, right?
Yes.
And so in Get Yourself Together, you know, the first thing they see is our appearance. When you walk out that door, they see what you're wearing, maybe your skin, your hairstyle, all of that. Girl, get yourself together. Get your body together.
Get your body together. Yes. So we're going to talk about the body for a minute.
Okay.
And the reason why the body is important and how it looks for us. You know, it helps us build self-esteem. It helps us to just feel a certain type of way. When you feel attractive, you know, you can behave in a certain way, right? So we all just take pride in ourselves. It's important to take pride in yourself. So there's a reason why a healthy individual is attractive. A healthy body and mind provides you with confidence and vitality. You feel, you know, more energetic. You know, you have more strength. Your mind is clear. You tend to be more rested. You know, there's lots of reasons why having a healthy body and a good sense of well-being is important. It improves your mood, your appearance overall. It also enables you to engage in different activities, to say if you're into sports or swimming or, you know, even just playing with the kids, or people like hiking, you know, just different things. So just that healthy body just gives you a way to be able to enjoy life overall.
Yeah.
And so with that, I just wanted to bring up some points about the physical body and how, you know, we as women overall, because, you know, this podcast is kind of geared more towards women.
It is.
You know, so I just wanted to kind of address women in general when it comes to body image and what we think is important personally when it comes to your body image, right? So Black women have been incredibly over-sexualized. I feel like in the last 20 to 25 years, it's become just this prominent thing in the social media and just period. And so it had and the representation of our bodies in particular has shifted how we revere our own image. So, we're being affected at how we're being viewed psychosocially, right? And so women in generally has responded to the male response to our bodies. And it has kind of taken on a negative connotation in a way. So I wanted to bring this up so that women, when we say get your life together, you have an understanding that we don't want to get up here and say, yeah, have your hot girl summer. That's all good. However, we want you to understand that there is a way to go about having your hot girl summer. Okay?
And the way you present your body, because you said we over sexualize. So with that being said, we're not saying get your body together so you can go out there and wear your twerking booty shorts, right? No, we're saying, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. Just wear something modest apparel. But I think what a lot of women don't realize, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that being modest is and having something that fit you the way it should fit you is more sexy than wearing something that's too tight, too short, and too revealing. Right. What do you say about that?
I absolutely agree. I think that we can be modest and stylish. And I think that we can be modest, and that, as you all are talking about hot girl summer, that starts with a confidence from the inside, from the inside out. And when you look in the mirror with what you have on, if you feel confident in that, it doesn't have to be revealing. I don't have to have my cleavage down to here to feel like that. No judgment on those who dress like that. However, for me, I've learned that my confidence comes from the inside out. And so when I put those clothes on and makeup and everything else that already complements what God has given me, then I feel my best. So, yeah.
And I like that. It's just like when you got your hair on point, you're looking good, not too revealing, you're feeling good, you're loving who you are. And so when you step in the room, that confidence that you were just talking about allows you to own the room, right? Yes. And so that is what we're talking about. A hot girl summer is just like, well, that's not the name.
It's just a catchphrase.
It's just a catchphrase.
It's just a catchphrase. I mean, if you hot, that's cool. Own it. That's all great.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I asked several guys. I was talking to some coworkers about hot girl summer and how do nobody want us to call it hot girl summer. And I asked these guys, what is a hot girl to you? And one guy said, a girl whose emotions are not all over the place, and I'm sure you're going to touch on that. And then someone else said, a woman who is confident. That is hot. And so we could have been hot girl summer, right?
Absolutely.
We could have been because our emotions are good. We are confident women in here doing it. Am I right about it?
You're right about it.
Were you getting ready to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying to what you said about what the guys were saying. I said nothing was like about their body. It wasn't anything physical.
No, it was all about who they were as a person, how they carried themselves.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the whole culture behind the misrepresentation of the black woman's body or the woman's body in general, it comes from, pop culture, pushing that forward. And so more so for black women because we are the least respected. Our bodies are the least respected. And so we ourselves have taken on this kind of mind about our bodies. We have indoctrinated that idea on ourselves where we're saying, well, it's my body. I'm going to do what I want, when I want, wear what I want, when I want, however I want, and ain't nobody going to tell me how to do it.
True that.
And and because I am undoubtedly sexy, then, I'm going to present myself to the world in the way that I choose. And so for that, society already sees me as a sex symbol because I have voluptuous body parts, right? And so so I'm going to push forward my beauty. I'm going to bring it to market. I'm going to make it more marketable. I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to be in control of it. And this is the mindset that the woman has taken on. Now I'm going to control it, and I'm going to market it the way I. So, this is just one of the things that we as women, we have to be careful of, because it has become an intrinsic reality. It has become a way of life, and it's indoctrinated in our minds.
And so that you said mindset. And so the Bible tells us to renew our mind, to renew how we think about things. Because once we renew our mind in the Word of God, it's going to change everything about you. It's going to change how you think. It's going to change how you dress. It's going to change how you present yourself to others. Am I right about it?
Yes.
Because, if you look at yourself now, I'm talking about appearance because we're talking about body. If we look at ourselves, the way we're presenting ourselves to the world today compared to how it was when we first got saved, I can only think about me. I mean, it's different. And that has to do with the word of renewing your mind.
Yeah.
So as if you are still presenting yourself in a way that is, that is not, as far as the stereotypes or the, however you phrase that.
Following suit, because if you scroll through Instagram, one thing about it is to me, it all has the same look.
Yes.
And it's like a template. It's a cutout. That's why I said it's becoming an intrinsic reality, because there's a template and everybody's following it. And it's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. So we have this vista view of what beauty looks like.
Right.
And
Women feel like they have to look like that in order to be a hot girl or it girl
or to get the guy that they want. They have to wear this or wear that. But those trendy styles, I get it. I understand it.
Yeah,
also
been there, done that.
Also going back to the men that you asked is, of course, you will attract men because they're men, but in the long run, that's not going to keep a man because they do still value character and things like that. But I think women get that twisted because of the attention they get because of their body and things like that. But a man will entertain that, but he's not going to keep that.
Right.
Or he won't marry that.
Right, yeah. Because if you ask a man what his true standards for a woman who he wants
long
to,
term,
it will not be that. It's the opposite of that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and I think women the women we're talking about in a hot girl way, understand that too, and they value modesty because they know they're beautiful. And they too want longevity with the man, so they don't have a problem being modest because that makes them feel beautiful, and that's the type of man they want to attract.
Absolutely.
So we must recognize that although there is power in owning and controlling your own destiny and how you look and how you feel, that's important. There's a good and a destructive way to go about it. So if you are planning on getting lip injections, booty injections, altering your natural physical form in any way, stop and just for a minute, think about it. Just for a second, just gain an understanding. And all the things that you're trying to go after in this world, get an understanding of what it is that you're trying to do. What are you trying to accomplish with doing all these alterations to your body? You must first know and understand the procedures, the physical and mental, spiritual ramifications before making decisions to orchestrate them. So do your research, find a reputable surgeon, and most of all, pray about it. Find out if what you plan to do aligns with God's plan for you. And so
with that being said, there's a lot of girls that are going to get their butt done because that's one of the things that's popular that they want this big butt. But not only do your research as far as a reputable surgeon and all those types of things. I would say even dig deeper, like, what is the real reason you want this?
There it is.
Why is it that you are going to go through all of these things to get yourself altered from the way God made you to be?
Right.
So I would say dig deeper. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying dig deeper and get a better understanding of why you want to alter your body in that way.
That's right.
Is it because of a guy?
Yeah.
wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because it's something you've always wanted? Okay, now we might be going somewhere.
There you go.
You know, but if it's because you want to get somebody, keep somebody, fit in, whatever, that's what everybody
Secure
else is
the bag.
doing. Secure
Right.
the bag.
Compete with other women. I think a lot of women do it to compete with other women. To
I
be honest.
agree with
Yeah.
you.
I think it's more of that than the guy.
Than to get a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I want to get a big butt because somebody else got one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
women are like that.
absolutely.
Women, especially on Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, I see all these girls. They look like this. They look like that. I want to go get my body done so I can be on here like that and you know, be out here with them and
Right.
you know, compete with these girls. I think a lot of it starts with that. The men will come, of course, but I think it starts with the competition and all of that. But
I
that's just my
totally
opinion.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And they're going after an image.
Right.
You know, it's not really like you talked about, Charlotte, it's not really, I've done my work from the inside out. I already feel confident in it. I see this in front of me all the time and I want the image of what that
Right.
looks like.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna get the booty, I'm gonna get the butt, the boobs and all of that because I can get what I think she has in that little box, but you don't know what she has on the other side of that box.
You don't know her heart. You don't know
Right.
what her mind, if she's healthy in the heart and the mind and her soul and her
There you
spirit.
go.
You're just looking at the outer appearance, and we
That's
know that God says that man looks at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. So you have to dig deeper in these things. You have to figure out what it is that you really want deep inside yourself, and if it's healthy. After you do it, is it going to help you get to a healthy place?
Right.
You know, because it's all about being healthy, having a healthy body, having a healthy image. You know, so.
That was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Did you have more to add to that?
So just just know who you are and blah blah blah. That's good.
Blah, 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 blah.
And the last part could be, taking care of yourself as far as just going to the gym naturally
Yes.
to feel better and
Ouch.
to change and fix your body. And it's hard. I know too.
To
I
be
struggle.
consistent,
Yeah, because I struggle too. But I think that's more rewarding than laying on a table and not even looking normal half the time anymore. So I just feel like part of the
Like
body
put in
is-
the work to get.
taking care of your body, working to get whatever image you feel
Yeah.
naturally that you
Right.
want for your body.
Yeah.
And you will have your own individual look because your body will shape itself into how you're supposed to look. Not this cookie
Yes.
cutter look that you looking like this
Everybody's
girl and that girl and y'all all look alike. And I'm like, well, what is this look?
Yeah, I think your body,
it's all
as
the
long as it's toned and it looks naturally good,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes.
that's a good body.
And so you will be your
Right.
own individual,
It don't
your
have to
own
be all the
individual,
good
sexy
body.
self,
So-
And I think that
it's more
is
of
it.
a variety. We need the
It is.
variety of it.
The
What is-
variety of it.
Yeah.
We all need to learn how to embrace our own selves.
Yes.
Shape,
Of
figure,
you.
Our
look.
shape, ain't got no cocoa bottle, whatever. I can't even say it, so you know I ain't got it. But I'm good with how I am right now, right?
Yeah.
And so, because it could be worse. Am I right?
Right.
So embrace
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we live in the world. We should not be of the world. So turn away from, if at all possible. And it's not like pointing the finger and saying, oh, you. It's just saying that we are noticing. Myself, I'm just noticing that there's something lost in individualism.
Yes, for
It,
sure.
there's something
Come
it's
on.
being chipped away from us,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sad to sit back and just kind of watch that go on. So,
Yeah.
all right, so
We're getting our body together. Y'all got all that? You taking notes? Let's get it together.
all right.
So we're going to move right along to Miss Kimberly. And Kim, the soul consists of our mind, our will, and our emotions.
Yes.
But we are focusing today on our emotions. How can us girls get our emotions together? Talk on that.
Oh boy. I think first, very simply by acknowledging them. A lot of times we're going in life, and if I can even take it a step back, look at how emotions were modeled for you as a child. where you taught how to walk through that, where you taught how to talk through that. I realized at a certain age, that gosh, you know, the model that I had, it just wasn't working. You know, I can put my emotions out here, but I'm not getting back what I want from them. It was because I wasn't adding the cognitive ability that I have to go along with that. So the decisions that I was making, the conversations that I was having, I'm not yielding anything from this. What's the problem, Lord? And so I think first being able to acknowledge that God gave me my emotions. My emotions are good. They're not bad. I can feel frustrated. I can feel upset. And that's another connotation for the black woman, the angry black woman.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm not angry. I'm passionate. Okay? Thank you very much. And I can have that. You know, so I think first being okay with that.
Yes.
You know, and acknowledging that. And then there are ways that you can feel through whatever it is that you're going through. There's steps that you can take. You can acknowledge that. You can say, hey, where is this coming from? Because a lot of times what we look at as just raw emotions, we need to start looking physiologically, I can't say the word, physiologically within our bodies as well. Is something going on with me? Am I hungry? Am I hangry? What's happening? So I think starting there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday, and you just mentioned it today, that emotions are good.
They're good.
And we have them for a reason. However, we can't allow our emotions to run us. We cannot allow our emotions to take the front seat.
Right.
Otherwise, we are all over the place. And we are not good in relationships, romantic relationships, co-workers, all of that.
Yeah.
It affects every area of your life if we allow our emotions to run rampant, right?
Yes.
And so at work, emotions are important. Our relationships.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, emotions are every part of our life. We know that, right? I was on my way out here and I'm like, oh, what is this person doing? I got to go. I'm late, you know. But, you know, even in that, you know, working through that, so I had to tell myself, hey, there's a car in front of him. You're going nowhere fast. All the traffic is in here. Calm down, you know. So recognizing that emotions are in every part of our life. And they're really huge, and they play out in our relationships, like you said, our jobs, you know, with our children. And I think, again, just acknowledging that and acknowledging that God has given me these emotions for a reason. They're signals for me to stop and say, okay, I'm angry about this. What am I really angry about? What is it in my soul that is telling me? That is like you get the, you know, the yield light, the yellow light. What is this yellow light trying to tell me if I'm at work? Is it that I'm really upset about the work, or I really don't like my coworker and I need to let God deal with that in me? You know?
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, absolutely. Just acknowledging that they affect every area of your life. Because like you said, Charlotte, if you let them in the front seat,
girl, they will take you.
Baby.
They will mess up so much for you. And I've done that. I'm sure we all have.
Guilty.
So what are some ways that you would think that combating those, you know, sporadic moments that we have when we are letting our emotions like get out of hand, like breathing exercises or, you know, meditation, like what, you know, I mean, I know we are God-fearing women, and of course prayer and reading the word, of course, is first and foremost. But if you in your car and you having road rage, you don't got time to pull out the Bible.
Yeah, no, you don't have no Bible.
So, you know, what is something that you can just do on the fly to check that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the more you know about your emotions, I will say this, the more responsibility you've got to take. Because when you start learning about your emotions, now all of a sudden, the responsibility is not on everything else. Right. You'll hear people say, oh, they made me so mad. That's why I acted like that. No, sis. The more responsibility that you take for your emotions, now, like you're talking about, what can I do to work through that? You just said it. Deep breathing. Stop and take a breath. Yeah. Deep breathe in. Breathe it out. My therapist said it's like a balloon. Fill that balloon up and then let it out. You're not going to feel the same about whatever it is because something in you has now changed. And I think that a lot of times we feel like we are slaves to our emotions. I have to do that because I feel like that. Emotions are not built in us. We are in control of our emotions. And I think, number one, God had to teach me that, okay? Because I come from strong black women. And that's what I saw, you know. And sometimes it worked. Hey, can't lie about that. They got what they wanted. But was that the best way? I'm not sure. And I learned that, you know, once I started working through that, hey, there's another way to go about doing this. And so acknowledging that I can be in control of my emotions. I can do some deep breathing as long as I need to do that. And I also need to stop and think. There are certain things you just got to think your way through.
That's right.
You know?
I was gonna say that. Even with me is I think it's okay, like you said, to feel your emotions, but handle them logically. Like, okay, I'm mad.
Yes.
I don't need to have this conversation right now. I'd rather have it when I'm in a logical state.
Yes.
So let me, you know, and that's how I've been having to deal with my emotions. It's okay to be angry. It's not okay to spaz out on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the accountability part. It's okay to be sad, but you don't want to drain everybody else's energy. You know, you just have to acknowledge your feelings, but be logical in a way of, this is not the time. This is not the place. Let me take a step back. Let me let someone know, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Give me a minute. You know, let people know where you're at so that they can give you what you need as well emotionally. So that's kind of what I've been trying to figure out with my own emotions.
And that is so key. I mean, that happened to me
awesome.
just, let me see, what is today? 2 days ago?
What day it is.
2 days ago. And so we came home and I was upset. I was so upset. And I found myself letting it out on my husband. And then I called myself and I said, you know what? I need a minute. I need to process my thoughts because you know what? We about to get divorced up in here. I'm about to walk away.
0 to 100.
I'm about to walk away from this church. It's about to be over. I'm out. And so,
He done that.
and he looking at me like, what?
What's going
Oblivious.
So I just came down to the room and just kind of like was by myself, processing my thoughts. Processing like, what is about this that got me so upset?
Yeah.
And then when the Lord drop it in you, get that and be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Lord, I feel
Make
that.
some adjustments.
You know what I mean? So when he drops stuff like that, don't just ignore it
Right.
and just put it on here. Okay, I heard that. So, yes, all right. But no, okay, I have to embrace it. I'm embracing it. I'm doing my soul work because I want to be a better me in every area of my life. I mean,
I feel like laughter too can help you. Like I feel like sometimes when I laugh at the silly situation that's making me get out of my skin. Like you said, a couple of days ago, I had a situation at work because you talked about being at work, and you know sometimes you can get out of your skin at work. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to do some work, and two of my coworkers, they just talking, and I'm like, yeah, girl, and they just going, oh no, it seemed like they just kept getting louder and louder, and I'm trying to concentrate on these schedules, and I could not think, and so my brain I was just feeling it like swell up. So I just turned around and said, I'm gonna let y'all, and just bust out laughing. Next thing you know, we were all laughing. So it didn't get tense. I didn't get upset. I didn't, get, take the energy down because they were having a good conversation. And even though it was kind of taking me out of what I was trying to do and making me lose my focus, instead of taking the energy and making it ugly in the room, I turned around and just busted out laughing. And I was like, hey guys, can y'all like stop talking? And then we all just cracked up. And it was cool, and then they were like, sorry, and it was like, cool. So sometimes laughter can help break that ice as well, get that uncomfortable feeling out of the room, so.
And it's also okay to ask questions like, have you ever been in a conversation and someone said something to you and it didn't hit right, and so your emotions want to all of a sudden just automatically get upset about it, and instead of getting a better understanding, like, what do you mean by that? Or can you, sometimes just ask some questions, especially in like your romantic relationships and stuff like that. Instead of just taking it and running with it, ask questions.
So
Get
you
better.
can see where their logic is and why they're asking, because it could make sense. Or even if you don't agree, you can say, okay, I understand why they asked me that, even though I don't agree,
Right.
or I don't understand where they're coming from, but okay.
Yeah.
And that kind of helps not build things up.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, be respectful of other people and their emotions, and, you know, so that they can respect you as well.
Absolutely.
And we don't want our emotions all over the place where, you know, people will walk on eggshells to be around you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's so important too. I was just telling my daughter this. She's 22, and you know, we had to have a heart-to-heart this morning because I was like, I realize you're upset. I realize you're stressed, but that energy is all up and through here. And so here's some ways that you can work through that. And I think you just said it, is acknowledging that, hey, I'm going through something. I need a minute, communicating that with another person. One thing that I've started doing is saying, I'm not going to create a narrative in my head around what I think is going on with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like you just said, Charlotte, I'm going to be courageous enough to ask them, hey, is something going on? You know, something going on with you? Do you need a little space? Can I do something? And then what you end up with is you end up with the truth.
Yeah.
Not this narrative that you've created in your head. You know, like you did at work. It's like you could have just blasted on them.
I could have really changed the energy.
And
And
I also
also,
think,
you know,
Yeah.
but I was like, no.
Not going
Yeah.
there.
And I
New
also
narrative.
think, you know, being patient with people, like, you know how God loves us through our mess, but when people are all over the place, we're quick to just dismiss them and abandon them emotionally. And I think those are the
That's
times
good stuff right there.
where when people are like that, you have to just hang in there with them, make them know, I'm gonna still address this later. But seriously, like that logical,
Right.
and be like, okay, let me just be there for them, and when this is over, hey,
We're going to have a conversation.
you know, I'm
Right.
gonna take them and know you was acting up.
Yeah.
But in that moment, just stay in there with people.
Stay in there.
Because they need you in that moment.
You are so right. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what I had to do with my daughter. Just give her that grace. You know, I'm going to give you this grace. But in about 10 minutes, we need to have a woman to
Right.
woman. You know?
I heard you out. Now I got to check.
Right.
Because
I let you slam that
But you
door.
can't have that conversation with everybody.
No.
Not everybody is in a place where, like, let's say you go back to that person that you gave that grace to, your daughter that you gave that grace to. So now you're having this conversation, and it ain't going good. They're not receiving because they're not. Their soul isn't healthy, right? And so how do you deal with that? If they are like,
I think it's just planting a seed. I think they'll go back to it and remember, ooh, I kind of acted ugly when this person gave, you know. And sometimes it takes people a minute to get that, but I think it's still a seed that's planted. And I think they'll eventually see in the long run. That
Yeah, so
somebody had.
innately, we all have an ability to look at ourselves in the mirror.
Right.
It's kind of
Right.
like Michael Jackson said, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. We all look at ourselves in the mirror and say, you ugly. You know?
but not everybody want to do the soul work.
Right.
Well,
There it is.
well, you don't know what you don't know. Not everybody knows to do the soul work. Yeah. We'll say that. I think anybody would be willing to be better. I think we all want to be good. Everybody wants to be good. You know, I don't think anybody wakes up every day and say, I just want to be the worst human being I could possibly be.
Yeah.
But, you know, they only can do what they know to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So acknowledging, I don't know who said that, is the first step towards soul work or healing or getting your emotions
Well, that's what Kim said.
in check.
Yeah, getting your emotions in check. And I think you just hit on that, is just understanding that everybody is not where you are, right? My daughters watch me go through so much, you know, 20 years of ministry, you are married, 6 years of ministry, you know, coming out of that, healing through that process. Well, I'm not who I was 20 years ago. And so people are at different stages. And so what I have to do now is have that grace for them, but I have to reach back and I have to get them. Now, what I've learned how to do is set healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Because look, you don't get to walk all over my emotions.
Exactly.
Because I feel stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still human. And so, and that's just with anybody, not just them. And so I think acknowledging that they may not be where I am in my soul work journey, I can offer them grace, but God has not called us to be abused either. And so
Right.
there will be some times that people will organically fall away or take space. And sometimes you would just have to say, look, I'm setting this boundary because I want you in my life. I'm not setting a boundary to push you away. But if they're not at a place to honor that boundary, then hey, we need some space for right now. Or you need to completely go bye-bye.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
yeah.
Sure.
So that's good stuff.
That is some heavy stuff.
Yeah, we like that.
Because we can't say goodbye to everybody, like we can't say goodbye to our children.
No,
You know,
absolutely
so
not.
but we can
Set boundaries.
set up some boundaries.
Yes, yeah. And boundaries are not bad.
No, they're not.
They're
No.
not bad. I think for me, for many years, I thought, you know what? I am spiritual. I am God's daughter. But if I set boundaries, it means I don't love people.
Well, I mean, if we didn't need boundaries, then we would all just live out in the open amongst
Come
each other.
on.
You know what I mean? It would just be like people just roaming, and we wouldn't have roofs over our head, or
Right.
you know what I mean, personal space. That's what that is all about. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or letting people talk to you any old kind of way and do any old kind of thing. I mean, even the
Come
people at the
on.
hospital I work with, like we got boundaries here. We don't talk to people like that. We don't call people that.
Say
That is
that.
setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you cannot talk to me. You cannot call me those words.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You cannot, approach me that way.
Mhm.
So those are some healthy boundaries. So yeah, getting our emotions together. Good stuff, girl.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
It's
And
a
we-
rich. It's
Huh?
It's a rich life when
Yes.
you can get them emotions.
It is. It is.
is.
That's why I love doing soul stuff because
Ooh.
I know I say this a lot and I know people get tired of it, but a transformed soul is a transformed life. Because if you get your soul, the way you think, the way you feel, and your emotions, you get all that in order, your whole life is going to change. Your relationship's going to
Yes.
change. You're going to think about money differently. You're going to think about your body and how you present yourself.
Yes.
You're going to have your emotions together. I mean, everything
Yeah.
about your life changes.
Yeah, you won't be easily angered, upset, just
Yes.
every little thing. That's draining.
It just brings peace.
And that's when
Yes.
you know how to navigate
Yes.
throughout the day-to-day task and things that come up to just try to irk you. Do you know how to navigate that? It's a good feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Charlie is going to tell us how to get our spirit together.
Yes,
I know
Lord.
sometimes the cares of this world, can just knock that spirit down. I mean, you look around and you're not like where you were before. So how can we refuel our spirit?
Well, when I looked up the definition of just spirit, it just means the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions in your character. So I feel like even with the body and emotions, and when your spirit is off, it does mess with your emotions, even with your body. Some people have illnesses or, whatever the case may be. So even with biblically, God is a spirit. We want his spirit, his Holy Spirit, which in turn is his character. So we need his spirit to dwell in our spirit so that we can have our emotions in check, so that we can honor ourselves and other people. I feel like our spirit is our overall self. It's our essence. It's our being. And I feel like when we lose our spirit, especially our godly spirit, we lose it because of sin, fear, worries of the world, defeat, self-pity, low self-esteem, and also just not being close to God. I feel like our ways that
That's good.
we can kind of lose our sense of self or our spirit because the Holy Spirit is our compass. And without it, we are essentially lost.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's so much going on in the world that kind of just pegs away at our spirit day by day, day by day, day by day. And I feel like, when you want to have a hot girl, be a hot girl, you got to renew that spirit.
Come on.
You have to renew it. And to renew it is to, be in your word, fasting, praying, a quiet place, worshiping God. All of those things will help to renew your spirit. And I feel like when our spirit is out of whack, we become mean. Our character changes. It cripples us. We can't hear God. We're out of order. When your spirit is out of whack, you are essentially just out of order. Then,
Yeah. That's good.
and I feel like when our character is intact, then we have guidance, we have direction, we have harmony, peace. I feel like we can pour into others when our spirit is at its maximum capacity. So I feel like when your spirit is out of whack, your body's out of whack, your emotions are out of whack. Essentially, everything is out of whack when your essence, your whole being is just not in order. So I feel like your spirit is key, because when your spirit is intact, you have that courage to work on your body, feel beautiful, feel confident. You can, somebody can say something to you and you can still keep your emotions together because your spirit is together.
Yes.
So I feel like your spirit kind of holds all that together in a sense. So when that's good, I feel like everything else can just flow.
Because the spirit is the place where God, you commune with the Lord, right? And so if you are in tune with, your spirit is in tune with His, you know, if your emotions about to get out of whack, He can say, hey, Charlotte, you know, be gentle on her because she's going through something, or Charlotte, you know, because you're in tune.
Right.
So they all three are intertwined.
And I know I've been in places in my life when my spirit was out of whack, not hearing God, you know, you're mean, or you're just short tempered, and you know, it just seems like you have a weight on you, and it's all this self pity and all this negativity. And that in itself, it kills your spirit. So you are no service to yourself or anyone else. Right. So I feel like, you know, you have to pick yourself up. You want to be that girl, you got to pick yourself up so God can pour into you, so that He can direct you and guide you to be that girl that you're supposed to be.
But you have to be in the right spirit in order for Him to guide you.
Exactly.
Yes.
That surrenderance, that here I am, God, I'm all messed up, but I'm willing. To me, in essence, you know, the Holy Spirit is our compass, is our guide, because we do get lost in life. We do, you know, lose our way, and we lose our spirit. We lose our sense of self, because like I said earlier, the things that we go through in life. But I think the key is to remember who our Father is. Remember who is the one who delivered us in the beginning when we do feel lost. So I always try to remind myself that, and I always tell myself, you are more than a conqueror, you are more than a conqueror, you are more than a conqueror, when I feel like life is just piling up on me.
Yeah.
And my spirit is just, because, you know, the enemy wants our spirit depleted, because then we feel like we're no use to ourselves, so then in turn, we start acting certain ways towards others because we're just not happy. Yeah. So our spirit is very important, because, you know, we pour into others, and like we were saying, when you feel depleted, you want somebody full to pour into you. Yes. You know, you don't want to be around all these people who are just spiritually
That's also draining you.
Right.
Draining you.
Yes. And strong people around you to, hey girl, come on. You don't like your stomach, let's go to the gym. Or you sad, come on girl, this is the scripture, come on, get it together. Whatever the case may be.
And you were mentioning something about that. You want to...
Yeah, just Charlie just said it, you know. You want to make sure your circle is right, because when you have the right circle around you, you know, God can drop something in their spirit to say, hey, you know, I'm picking up on something, or maybe it's something you had, something that you said, you know, and somebody, what does the Bible say, 2 is better than 1? And so I know we use that a lot for marriage, but maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a sister that somebody can, you know, come along and pull you up out of that ditch. And I love what you said. You don't like your stomach, hon? Let's go to the gym.
Yeah.
Let's be about it.
Speak those positive affirmations. Lord, this is where I'm at right now. But I want, you know, and you got to speak that into yourself.
Yes.
Speak that into yourself. Whatever, anything negative that you don't like, you can fix it.
Yeah.
With the right mind.
Absolutely. I love my muffin top, but I know I need to work on it. It's given life, and you know, I can eat, my stomach works, but it's like, I know I need to work on that, you know, and I think the caliber of people that we have in our lives, it really matters. And that can help with our spirit, that can help with our body, that can help with our emotions. So,
and I think our last broadcast, you guys need to go check it out. Maybe I'll email it to you.
Yes.
It says a queen in her royal circle. So you have to make sure that the women that you have around you,
for sure,
are hot girl summer girls.
Hot girl material.
That can see you, that can sense you, that can feel that, you know, Charlie, you didn't say anything to me, but I just feel that something is off. You need someone around you that can say, girl, you've been really mean lately, or you've been a little bit distant lately.
Are you okay?
Is everything okay?
Are you okay?
You know, you need that. So we were just talking about that last episode. The circle, be selective of who you have around you. making sure that someone that's connected to you emotionally, to your soul.
And they were in that book, Queenology, it was also saying how Queen's emotions are intact, you know, as well. So I think it's hard. We are human, but I think, like I said earlier, when you're logical and you accept your feelings and you just know who you are, you know how to accept that, you know, a little bit, so that you can, you know, you don't want to hurt people that you love.
Right.
With your emotions, you know, because you're emotionally abusing them because you're hurt. So I think you said earlier, we are in control. We have to remember, I'm in control of this. It's okay to feel angry, sad, whatever you feel that, but deal with it logically.
Yeah. Totally
and present it in a way that's healthy.
Right.
Yes.
I am upset with you, but that don't mean I have to be like and
Take digs at people to get your point across.
But let's sit down and have an adult conversation. Like, I'm very upset with you because of X, Y, and Z, and just have a conversation. It's like,
because the goal is to get to the end of it, to heal it.
What can we do about it?
You know, not go for tit for tat and then blow up and then nothing's resolved. I'm hurt. I want to get to the end of this.
Yes. That's if you value. I mean, you don't have to do that with every person that rubs you the wrong way. You don't. You know, if you, I feel like if you value the relationship or, you know, or the friendship, then it's worth, you know, trying to mend it, right?
If someone deeply hurts you, and you want them to know, yes, you want to get to the bottom of that, because you don't want them to emotionally abuse you or make same mistakes to you. We have to let them know this hurts, and we need to get to the bottom of this, because I love you, I want you in my life, but this hurts when you do X, Y, Z.
Yeah. And I think that's so real. It's like, yes, I'm feeling all of the heat of these emotions, but I need to stop, because what do I need the outcome to be? Is it that I need to go back in the kitchen and say, hey, honey, you know, I was dealing with X, Y, Z, and this is why I was upset. The outcome that I want is harmony. With my boo.
Well, JaVale, your boo, but that's what I meant.
You know,
like, the outcome that you want it to be. Like, so if you want the friendship to, you know, be sustained, or you want the marriage to mend, then all of that's worth it. But if it's just someone, you know, someone that, you know, you had an out with, and there's really no value in mending it.
Waste of breath. Period.
You know what?
You know what
I mean? It's like,
that's the closure.
It's like, okay, we don't mesh, because you don't mesh with everybody. Everything, you know, so you don't have to mend every situation. I don't want people thinking that, you know, it's like every time you get into it with everybody, you got to be trying to fix it. No, don't waste your time with it. Just, you have to know, like she said, the value, the outcome. What outcome I want to have? I want to mend this friendship. I want my marriage to last. I want me and my kids, or me and my mother and my father to reconnect and rebuild our broken relationship. Those are the types of things that you want to focus on when you put energy into, you know, fixing and healing your souls, so they become intertwined. You know, so.
And also, you have to have difficult conversations, though, with coworkers as well, because those emotions play at work too. And so, you know, outside of work, we don't want necessarily a tight relationship with our coworkers all the time, but we have to have a working relationship, especially as leaders. You have to be able to work with a lot of different people. So you have to make sure that your emotions are right, so that you're not, you know, blasting coworkers and all that type of stuff like that.
Especially if you're in a leadership position. I will say that, you know, one thing that I had to learn is Black women have another dynamic. I'm not dismissing that, right? We all have to unlearn code switching, right? And we cannot be 100% ourselves at the job just yet. Maybe some magical thing is going to happen, and we might be able to step into that. But it's not that right now. But I so agree with you that we can't be two people. And I learned that through taking a leadership position. It's like, okay, Kim, you need to bring this into alignment. If you're walking in the fruit of the Spirit at home, you've got to figure out how to walk in the fruit of the Spirit at work, because that is how people are going to respect you. And the more consistent I was with that, the more my staff began to trust me, the easier hard conversations became. And so goes back to those emotions, bringing that, even though I'm going to snatch you right now. You know, I cannot do that. So if I need to go take a minute, even as a leader, I need to take that minute because I only have so much mental real estate per day.
Right.
I only have so much energy that is real estate per day, and I can't spend it, like Kim is saying, on every little thing, or I'm going to be depleted every day.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, no. Yeah.
Good. Anything else to add with the spirit?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Anything else to add, ladies?
Nope, I think we hit all the nails on the head.
I think we had a
It's
really
been
awesome
juicy.
conversation. There was a lot of nuggets given, and I hope you guys, took a lot out of this broadcast today, and for your emotions and your body and even your spirit. And remember that they're all intertwined. And so we hope you enjoyed the broadcast and
subscribe, ring that notification bell.
and we'll see you next time on The Soul of the Matter. Bye.